stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah. It's funny because when I started, there was at one point, it would take me like 2 minutes to share, right? Because I'd have to post it to a shit ton of groups, like a shit ton, right? I'm going to show you how simplified my Facebook is. Let's do that real quick. I'm going to show it to you. And Amber better show up because she's the only reason I went live. All right. So here's my Facebook, right? So, look, see, this is it, man. If I go over here to groups, you can see how many groups I'm in. 1. I started that group. I'm going to close it down soon, but I just, I have really minimized. If you go to friends, 191. I have under 200 friends. It's not very often, but this is where it's like, let's go to the Daily Trudge, right? Now, Daily Trudge, it has 354 followers, right? This is where everything really happens. Because I don't post much here anymore. Let's go check out Raw Recovery. Raw Recovery. I did such a great job doing that. 518 followers. So I have like 900 followers, but a lot of those are probably combined with both of them, right? So, see if we go home, see if we can find something here real quick that I can use as an example. Yes, I listened to Candace Owens. She's awesome. See, what's this? Plenty of fish. We all know that I'm single or that I'm married. I'm getting a lot of those. Oh, I know why. Because there's one called Lucid, and I commented on it. So now it's probably putting up all these, sober dating sites. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Good to see you. This one can't be too long. It can't be more than 15 minutes. So, but Amber's not here yet. So tomorrow I'll probably have a new background. No, I probably not probably. I will have a new background. You'll see. I'm not sure how it's going to work out yet. So, but I have something coming in Amazon tomorrow that and we're lucky I'm going live. Today's my busiest day. So I get up, I go to a 10 a.m. meeting, right? And then I go live. Then I have the noon meeting, and then I meet with a sponsee. And then I go to a 3 p.m. meeting, and then I go to a 5 p.m. meeting. So it's a really big, really business. Saturdays are my busiest day, but I really, really, really enjoy my Saturdays because I get to help a lot of people. All right. Amber's going to get in trouble. We're going to talk about safe spaces. Welcome to Daily Trudge. This is not a safe space. It kind of is. It's up to you, though. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. If you're here, please say hello. Whether you're watching the live or the rewatch, I'm going to give Amber a little bit of shit. All right. You're going to miss the good stuff. LOL. All right. I think she just likes to tell me to go live, see if I do it. She gets bored. I don't know what it is. I have a lot of great relationships in my life right now. So, cleaned out my coffee carafe today. I haven't done it since I bought it. Well, it's a Black & Decker, so you can't see in it. So I don't think of it. And I was looking at it the other day. I'm like, I don't think it's supposed to be brown in there. So I went there and cleaned it. Safe spaces. There's kind of a, I'm not sure where to start on this. Let's just start with here. It is the Daily Trudge a safe space? It is only safe in the sense. Well, the other day I've made somebody feel kind of unsafe. I keep forgetting I have that. You'll have to turn down your stuff because now I'm like 5 times louder. This has a directional, so this can go. I have it set so it's just here, right? Like you would on radio. But if I switched it to where it went all range, you'd be able to hear my wife's phone in there. So it's a directional microphone. And what it does, it gives that kind of a tinny feeling. Because with my voice and then the sound itself with the microphone actually causes it helps you listen longer. A lot of little tricks that I do. I'm gonna put this down or I'm gonna keep shaking it. All right. So is this a safe space? Only if you feel safe with me, really. But anybody could come on here at any time and be like, oh, well, Michelle's here. I'm gonna go look her up and see if I can find her. So is it really safe? And no. And I've been doing a lot over the last few years, well, the last 5 years, understanding what safe spaces are and things like that, because I needed my own. Right? Are AA meetings safe spaces? No, not a chance. Okay. Well, and I don't want to say no because that's not entirely true. So let's get to the meat of the topic. And that is there's only one safe space. It's you. Only you can create your own safe spaces. Now, I know we could use other examples where people are feeling threatened in a meeting, things like that. That's not really what, we're talking in general here. We're not talking about anything specific. Because sure, there's been times like when I was in jail, I didn't feel safe. No, most of the time. If I was alone in my cell, right? If I didn't have a roomie at the time or whatever, or it was a single cell, then I felt safe because I was barred inside and nobody could get to me. Right. But a safe space has to do with other things. It's an internal thing, and it has to do with self-esteem and courage. Now, I've been talking self-esteem a lot lately, haven't I? A lot of the program is self-esteem. Where do you think courage comes from? An unsuspected inner resource, right? Yeah. An unsuspected inner resource. God, your higher power, faith. That's a safe space, right? How do you go about that? How do you go about it? Because a lot of us have been through a lot of trauma, haven't we? And it's kind of those, it was one specific thing that I said the other day, and I'm not going to repeat it right now, because I'm still thinking on it because, somebody presented something to me and I want to be respectful and think on it. Okay. But there was something that I said and it triggered them. Now, is that on me? No, not really. I have freedom of speech. I can have my own opinions. At the same time, that doesn't mean I want to be disrespectful. I don't want to trigger somebody intentionally. That's for sure. I'm not going to go out of my way to try and trigger you. Well, not anymore. I would have when I was drinking if you fucked with me. Yeah, I would have. Yeah. I'm great at mentally torturing people. That's not a brag. In fact, that's a very bad thing. Now I use the same thing to get people sober and not get people sober, but help them stay sober and live a better life. But you're the only person that can really make a safe space for you. So let's go back to the AA meetings or AA meetings, a safe space. Only if you take responsibility for your own triggers, that you're not allowing other people to upset who you are. See, when somebody makes me mad, listen to what I just said. It makes me mad. Okay. I'm the one that's allowing that anger. I'm the one that's allowing that to get through, to be, and I'm making a conscious decision to do it too. All right. Now, when it comes to PT, because see, I get it because I have PTSD, man. I know what it means to feel like the whole fucking world's against you. I do. I know exactly what that means. I've felt it most of my life. Okay. Did I create my own PTSD? No, I did not. Was I responsible to figure out the triggers for my PTSD? Sure, I was. Absolutely, I am. Because once I became responsible for it, now I was in control of it. I am not totally powerless over everything in this whole world. I am mostly, sorry, that threw me off. Well, if they say they're a part of AA, then that's essentially 12 steps. So saying 12 steps in AA is pretty much the same thing. So I'll get to that here in a little bit. I'll kind of wrap up with that one because yeah, you're presenting me with a different topic, right? And what we'll do is actually cover anonymity. Is what we'll do because not just celebrities doing. There was, oh, you're here. You were just in the shed, okay? Because I was going to send you another message. You know that if I have any chance to give you shit, I'm going to. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where everybody keeps their extra toilet paper and paper towels in the shed. When you live in a rural town, that's exactly where you keep them, actually. So, but it is really up to me on whether or not it is going to be a safe space or not. Because I tell you now, when I'm in a meeting, I know people are judging me. I know they are. You're judging me right now. Good or bad, doesn't matter. It's still a judgment, right? You know, well, how am I going to take that? You know, what about how when I'm on here and maybe I'm speaking my point of view and somebody's like, well, I have this point of view. You see how I handle. I don't always handle it the best, but 99% of the time, I'm pretty good about it. I'm pretty good about it. Or I'll give a warning that, hey, I can't handle crap like that today. Right? That's me understanding my triggers, but I found a lot of freedom. I wish I had more words for freedom because I need them. I bring that word up a lot. There's a comfort in knowing that you can't get to me anymore, if that makes sense. Okay. What I allow is my problem. Right. Just there it's just random. But it's often I hear about other people, a lot of times with my sponsees, they'll ask, hey, this person that's in the meeting and kind of in a difficult here, there, there was somebody in the meeting today, they sent me a message and they didn't feel safe because another person was in the room. And I understand, I get that, especially when you're being singled out by somebody constantly. It can be uncomfortable. And I told him, I'm like, I'm not sure if they've been drinking or not. And I'm sorry that that's going on. And I'm like, I gotta say more than that. So I wrote them and said, and I have got your back. I've now helped create a safe space for that person because they know, oh, okay, I'm not alone in this. Somebody else knows. But if they wouldn't have reached out and done that for themselves, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So did I create the safe space? No, I did not. They did it for themselves by reaching out to somebody else. Okay? Right? It's when we know that we're not alone on it. When we know that other people might have our back. And for some reason, I don't know what it is about me, but when I tell other people that I have their back, they seem to get pretty fucking enthused. They seem to feel pretty secure. But it's not like I'm some Krav Maga guy that can come out and kick somebody's ass. Heck, I'm 54. A lot of younger people could take me out at this point. Maybe. I don't know. Pretty rough. Oh no, they can't really shake hands. Handshaking is a big thing for me. Right? When you're with your therapist and you're alone with them, are you in a safe space? No. What we cannot do, what Dion cannot do, I'm going to refer this one to me. What Dion cannot do is go around and demand that people act a certain way or do a certain thing because I am uncomfortable. That is not taking care of my triggers. I'm not required to be there either, you know. So I found that really the only place that you can be safe is with you. But in order to do that, you're going to have to find some things out about yourself, like what your triggers are. You know, I talk a lot about what your responsibilities are. And our responsibility, I'm responsible for my actions, my emotions, and my triggers. And it's been a while since I've shown anybody this list. All right. Give me a second. Okay, gotta find it. This is a list of what the world owes you. There it is. See how long it is? I just had to find a blank page. For everybody listening without camera, it's a blank page. This is what the world owes you. Nothing. Nobody needs to tiptoe around Dion because he has PTSD. No one needs it. They don't know that. They don't know that. It's not like I wear a shirt that says, warning PTSD or something. You would never be able to tell. A lot of people don't even believe that I have PTSD or that I have anxiety and depression. You got to kind of get to know me because I come across as me having my shit together. Why? Because I have my shit together. It was hard. It was hard for me to create my own safe space, but that doesn't mean that you can't do that for other people, though. You can take a space and make it feel safer for people. Sure you can, if they're willing to do that. Right? Grassroots meeting is a great example of that. It feels so safe that we have to have a timer on. No, it seems like we have to have a timer on no matter how many people are in there, because it feels so comfortable that people just gab. I do it too. It's so I did it. When was it? Whenever we had Thursday during the 5 p.m. meeting. I did it with Daryl. He was in the middle of talking. I interrupt. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Abandonment. Sure. Abandonment's a big one for a lot of people. We were just talking to a kid who had a burning desire because, he was going after a girl and she didn't feel the same way. It's abandonment, and we let him know that, hey, this is a good chance for you to get your stuff together, to become a great person, and that you've made progress, right? Yes, I know the meeting's in half an hour. Thank you for telling me, computer. All right. Yeah. So, like I said, this one wasn't going to be very long. I'm at 4:30, so I need to wrap it up. I knew it wasn't going to be a very long one, but Amber requested, and if I can, no, it's even when you do things like that. Yes, phone. Thanks for telling me that the meeting's coming up. Because I don't need to be told everywhere. It's because I put it in my calendar. So I need to go take it out of my calendar. Because I tried to set up Zoom so that it was reoccurring. So I didn't, because every time what I have to do is, here, I'll show you. All right. You're like, yeah, we don't give a fuck. But you're going to see it anyway. Where window? There we go. All right. So when I schedule a meeting, and I have to do this every single time, I have to schedule the meeting. I'm going to go ahead and just do it now. Oh, it can't reach it because I'm using my internet. Oh, there it is. See how it says Dion's Zoom meeting, and I have to go. Grassroots AA meeting. Got to change this to 6 o'clock. Now, notice I can have it create a one for me or do a personal ID. But if I go to repeat, it's automatically going to generate automatically. So I can't do it. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to stop sharing. Now you know part of what I do when I set those up. Because what I don't want to do is people go to their Zoom list and it says Dion's personal meeting, because it isn't Dion's personal meeting room. It's the AA grassroots meeting. So, all right. Thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. I will always try and make it as safe around here as possible as I can while being confrontational. Peace out. And see you in 28 minutes.